two-team teaser. I had the Packers plus 8.5. I had it written down here, but I didn't get the video at the time. We had no power all day. The power just came back a couple hours ago. They're working on the solar panel, and we had a two-team teaser. We had the Bills minus half and Green Bay plus 8.5. Green Bay Packers plus 8.5. I've been pulling my hair out with Philadelphia getting ready to make it go up by 9 points with 30 seconds left, and they sacked them on third inches, wherever it was, and then they forced them to kick a field goal. The Eagles were only up by 5 instead of 8 or 9, whatever the hell it was. I mean, I've been hating life because I would lost my teaser the first week. I'm back. I'm your host, Jack Remington, of the Jack Remington NFL channel. This is video 2 for week 1 results. I'm going to give you the teaser for week 2. We're taking the Broncos plus 10 home underdog, the Steelers, a game I should not pick. We're taking the Jaguars plus 4.5 and home team hosting the Cleveland Browns. I just think the Browns are on the wrong path. They're going to be a washout. Like we just went over with the week 1 extra imaginary bankroll standing. The two-team teaser, we had the Bills plus 0.5. They came back and rallied against the Cardinals, and we had the Rams plus 10. So once the game got to overtime, we had an automatic winner. I like that. So we win 100 imaginary bucks with that. Going over to half times. The first one we picked, we had the Cleveland Browns minus 0.5. And what we were looking for was a reversal. They had one first down in the entire first half. And I believe that's when they kicked their field goal. But after that, man, it was all Cowboys, which I predicted. This game, I get bragging rights because I actually middled this game. So, had the Cowboys money line to win the game, and also showed that at the end of the video on the big graphics for the pregame.com where you make your selections. Had Dallas minus 2.5. The rumor has it that Deshaun Watson, the quarterback for the Cleveland Clowns, he lost his locker room too. That's not helping any. So, but I feel lucky to get the Browns win here with a score. It was late in the game, and they were just missing receivers. And, let's face it, the Cowboys had the game in hand, and they had their second string, some third stringers in there, and they finally scored. So the second half score was the Browns 14 and the Cowboys 13. So we won by half a point. We'll take it. Win $100. So this is not for the faint of heart. Second game we had on halftime was the Buffalo Bills minus 3.5, and they were in the dogfight with the Cardinals, and the Cardinals were up 17-3, but with 19 seconds left, Josh Allen cut that lead to 17-10. So I was starting to feel pretty good about that game. Buffalo was starting to get the range, certainly were finding their stride. And, you hear about David and Goliath all the time because David pulled off the 1 in a billion upset with a slingshot and hit the Goliath right in between the eyes while he was dazed, and he'd take his sword and chop his head off. Well, you hear that story from 3,000 years ago because it's not supposed to happen. The one time it did happen, you hear about it. So the Goliaths almost always slay the Davids, just by how much. And the Buffalo second half I thought was pretty easy. If there's a thingy as easy, anything in this business. So we had the Bills minus 3.5, hoping they would keep the pedal to the metal and not win by just a field goal. That's the gamble with this bet, but I took it anyway because they were going to do the ball control, and the defense would play better, and that's what happened. So, but the final score of the second half was the Cardinals 11, the Bills 24. So, easy winner of 100. The next game, Bengals minus 3.5 second half, hosting the Patriots. Okay, this game knocked out every survivor poll that I heard about, read about, researched. In my poll, there was 55 of us and 44 lost because of this game, including me. This is only the second time in 35 years I ever lost in week 1 in the survivor pool. About 22 years ago, 23 some years ago, the Detroit Lions went to Seattle. I think so. Detroit, they were 3, 11, and 1 or something. They were horrible. And they went to Seattle, a perennial playoff team, and they the 13.5 point underdog, and they upset Seattle straight up, and I forgot what the score was, but the game wasn't even close. I couldn't believe it. So we lost a lot of players that week, but not 80%. That 80%, I've never seen 80% in week 1 or any week ever before like this. So, but I had this game, the Bengals hosting the Patriots, Bengals minus 7.5, whatever the hell it was, is one of my 5 picks for the soup simulator card. So anyway, the Bengals were trailing 10-0, but okay, maybe we're going to do what Buffalo does and what other good teams do. They rally the second half and they're home and everything else, right? I know they were a slow starting team, but I did not think the Patriots could do much at all, but they did. But I thought the Bengals would revert back to the Bengals second half, and they nearly did. And but I won the second half by another half point. So the final score, I mean, Cincinnati wound up losing the game, but the second half it was Cincinnati 10, Patriots 6. I won by half a point. We'll take it. Winner another $100. Chicago Bears hosting Tennessee Titans second half. This Bears minus 1.5. So I had this on the card, but I had the Titans plus 4, and this is one of my other 5 picks for the soup contest. I was up 17-0, looking good. The Bears kick a field goal with a couple minutes left and cut the lead to 17-3. I still feel pretty good, but I'm still looking for that reversal. I'm thinking, well, the Bears are going to come back in the second half to make the game close for the NFL, like the Jake the Asshole says. I thought Tennessee would do something, hang on here, and I was going to try to, win both sides. I like the middle of these games to protect my Titans pick, to do my middling here. But just in case this main pick on the soup card turned to doggy do, which it did, which I couldn't think was possible, but they did it. This quarterback, Levis, he decides to play Gary Apremian of the Miami Dolphins in Super Bowl 7 back in the early 70s. Miami had that unbeaten team, and I was getting Redskins in 3.5 points. I thought I had a winner. And I was how old was I, 10, 11? And I thought I had a winner. And they set up to go up 17-0 to ice the game, and they bobble the snap, and Gary Apremian picks up the ball, and Mike Bass picks up and runs it 41 yards and gets the Redskins back in the Super Bowl, and that's exactly what happened here. Levis went back, went to make the motion in the air, throwing the ball, and the Bears picked off a rider all the way down the field. Oh my God, I'm going to lose this game. You think so negatively. Don't worry. You're ahead 17-3. Don't worry. I said, yeah, okay. Tennessee didn't score a point. As far as I know, they didn't score a point in the second half. And I lost the side with a soup contest. The Titans was 4, but I did at least win the second half there. So the final score for the second half of this Chicago Bears-Titans game was Chicago Bears 21, Tennessee Titans 0. But we'll take it. Another $100 pickup. Here's another one I had on the card. Falcons. All the Falcons going to do it. The Falcons going to do it. Falcons, They got Kirk Cousins and Arthur Blank. He didn't hire your buddy Bill Belichick. Raheem Morris. He's got a better pulse on the team for the black players. And, they want to hear from him. They don't want to hear from a guy like you. Okay, fine. Okay, I got it. The first quarter, it was kind of, iffy, 7-3. Okay, all right. Doing good, and it was 7-6. They kicking field goal, and then it was 7-9. But the Falcons kicking field goal to close it at 10-9. They're up on 1 point at halftime. I thought, well, maybe they'll turn it around. I'm going to walk the plank here. I should look for the reversal, but the stats were kind of still in Atlanta's favor, believe it or not. And I thought, Kirk Cousins, Justin Fields, he didn't look all that bad, but I kept thinking, well, Cousins is going to nail him in the second half. Well, guess what? I walked the plank with the Falcons. I figured if the Falcons can win this game, they're going to win by more than 1 point. And so if I had to lay 1.5 points for the second half against the Steelers, I'll win by a couple points. So I thought the bookmakers on these FanDuel and DraftKings, I thought they made a mistake. But they didn't. I made the mistake. And that's exactly why they're in business. That's why they're worth millions and billions. That's why I'm working 3 jobs. And then doing YouTube on the side and making no money. I walked the plank with this game, and I thought incorrectly. The Falcons, you could hang on, and with the difference, I'd win. But nope. Not only would they not cover this halftime spread, they didn't score a point in the second half. This is the second team I had in the second team. This time I bet on the team, and there was no score in the second half. I showed that the second half. That's concerning. And but the line, you only got 15 minutes at the most to get these halftime things down. When I first saw the line, it was a $1.15 juice. When I got down to 105, minus 105 juice, then that's when I took it. So you may not think, well, you saved $10, but whoopie-doo, you still lost a bet. But that $10, I'll get to that later. Okay, but this was a total loser. I didn't have a chance. I mean, Pittsburgh looked like the Pittsburgh of old. They were impressive. TJ Watt suits up. Watch out, man. He can bust a play and get the ball back on one play, and he can pick up and run and score with it too. I mean, I understand he's done that too. So, final score second half, the Pittsburgh field goal. Pittsburgh Steelers 9, just 3 field goals. The Atlanta Falcons nothing, 0, nada, zippa, zilch. That was a loser, minus 105. Well, yeah, here we go with the finale here. The Jets big time here with 3 separate bets with the Jets, and everybody I talked about bragged on pregame.com too, and all the Jets, they got defense, and Robert Saleh is a better coach, and you think he blah, blah, blah. Man, I wanted an egg on my face, didn't I? So what was I thinking? So this was my last chance to do anything. The only one, if you watch my video, the very first few seconds when I'm going through my picks, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars for 3.5 at Miami, and that was the only one I won with a half point. And they were up 17-0. It looked like they were going to just run away with this game, and they fell flat on their face. And I don't think they scored a point in the second half either. But I didn't fool that game for the second half. You can't have to, it was just too much to be joggling on your cell phone and everything, and going back and forth. And we had company. And it's a mess. What was I really thinking? I don't like the 49ers. I don't like the coach. But I like everything else. I like a lot about the 49ers other than the coach and Mr. Irrelevant. I want to get a bumper sticker that says, "Make Mr. Irrelevant irrelevant again." You know, make America great again sticker, and then you got this "Make Orwell fiction again" sticker that I'm going to buy. And think about this: "Make Orwell fiction again." I saw that somewhere in Santa Barbara. I'm going to get that sticker. The Jets plus the 4.5, where the hell it was, on the soup card. I really needed this game to try to go 2-3 instead of 1-4. 1-4 is going to be hard to overcome, but I'm going to try it, and I think I'll be okay. And I really thought in the second half there, Rodgers would slice and dice him. I mean, he didn't look bad. He just never got the ball, or he didn't get it enough. And then next thing you know, the one thing that did happen, I kind of predicted it did come true. I think there's only one punt in the second half, and I think it was the Jets punted. 49ers didn't punt at all second half, so that's good. I'll tell you what, that's good when I tell you about the second half of the bet. The final score of the second half was 49ers 16 and the Jets 12. So I lost on my Jets minus 1.5 at 49ers, looking for that reversal, and I walked the plank. I should have took the 49ers plus the 1.5, but the juice was different too. I lost 110 here. I think the juice was 125. I wanted to take the 49ers. That cost me. But in the same game, I took the over the second half. I mean, I'm going to say this right now. Okay, as of right now, this season, I'm 3-0 with over-unders. But I did one the other night, and it's on pregame.com on Uncle Vito's thread. I told him, hey, I want to take the under in the Buffalo-Miami game. I said right on the post thread, and I normally don't do over-unders, but I want to take the under here. It's the third over-under I've won this year. I can never remember a year I started off winning 3 over-unders, because I don't even think I'm 35% lifetime. I mean, I'm terrible at over-unders, but from 3-0 this year, I did take the over at 23.5. And I had to lay 120 juice to get to 100, but it was 130. And I kept waiting, and I got down to 125. I waited on. I had to check on our dog got injured in that big dog fight, and I'm going to get a video out about that. And it got down to 120, and a couple minutes ago, I got it. And I needed a touchdown pass from the second string Tyrod Taylor to get me the win here. They put Aaron Rodgers on the bench, I guess, and the game was over, right? And but he looked at this Tyron Taylor. He looked pretty good to me. I was impressed with this guy. It's hard to tell as the Niners. They had the game in the bag, just like when the Buccaneers let the Redskins score on them with that Jaden Daniels quarterback. And he looked good, but they got the second stringers in and a couple third stringers, a couple kickoff team players, and get them some playing time. All coaches, every coach in the NFL, even Belichick did this. Get your other when you can, get them some playing time. It's good for morale, and it keeps them in shape, and it gets them motivated. But you guys aren't here for that. You're here for the results here in my process. But Taylor, he actually looked good, and I needed that last score. But they kept trying to go for 2 points, but it didn't matter. Once I got the one score, I got it. What was the second half of that score? I said again. 49ers 16. Just end the season. Jets 12. Jets. 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 Just end the season. And I know I shouldn't say this on this video. I'll probably regret it. And Robert Saleh's a big man. I don't know how you people think. You see that ball hit on the sideline, and you see him standing next to his football player. He's big too. If he sees me at the airport, he's going to pound me into submission. But that look on his face, not in the fourth quarter, early third quarter, that look on his face, he's chewing that gum. He's just shaking his head. He had no chance in that game. And I may have said this in another video. I'm so tired I don't remember what I did. And I don't feel watching the video anymore. The Jets are done. They're going to be one of the biggest disappointments. The Carolina Panthers are going to let you down. That little book. What am I doing with the book? The Mark Lawrence book, my little Bible here. He has 3 pages of handicappers that he works with, or he pays, or he subcontracts, whatever he does. And they give their surprise pick team of the year, surging team of the year that's going to shock people and win a lot of games. And they got the biggest duds, big disappointments, and a couple of them had the Jets on there. And you know what? Add me to the list. I think the Jets did. The defense played so well a couple years ago, and for a good part of the first half of last year. But like I told you in the other video, folks, that to get a defense play lights out every second on every down, it's hard to do. And then when your team is fading, when the team starts fading to oblivion, which I think the Jets are going to do, Rodgers or no Rodgers, it's supposed to be his last year, by the way, they're going to start mailing it in. And next thing you know, instead of having 11 men on the field that's going to be trying hard for 10 seconds, you're going to have 9 guys. Well, let the next guy make the tackle. Keep this in the front of your mind when you're watching some games, even including college games. When you see the initial tackler miss a tackle that you think he should have got, there's a good chance he's mailing it. Look, I played football. I didn't start. I didn't make the first team. I didn't make the first string. I didn't make the second string. See, when you were in high school, they would keep kids around for practice and stuff. So I was one of the practice kids. I never made nothing. I was too small. Okay, but I could run like a deer. I was the fastest guy on the team, and I could punt and I could kick. Wasn't very good. Okay, but I could do it. And I wanted to be a quarterback, but I had no chance against these brutes I was playing up against. And then my arm was decent, but they were, trust me, they were far better. If I was any good, I would have played, right? Doesn't that make sense to you? I mean, there's no shame in that. I tried. Okay, but I was the fastest guy on the team. They could never catch me. I mean, that kept them. Okay, well, you can sign, you can suit up. It was on a week by week basis. You can suit up, and I'm proud of that. I played ball. I did it. I know a lot about football. I just do. If you don't believe me, that's fine. Leave it in the comments below that you don't believe me, that you think I'm full of it. You go right ahead. Go ahead. I want to hear it. I want to see that. When you see the tackle, when the guy's missing the tackle and he's thinking, I'm tired, I'm not going to bust my balls for losing effort. They're human beings. I'm not justifying the mailing it in. I'm not, because I didn't mail it in, even though I never made the team. Okay. I don't mail anything in. For those of you who think you know me on pregame.com, hear this. I don't mail nothing in. Okay. Oh, I'll eventually let something go, give up or try something different. But I don't mail it in while I'm in that contest, where I'm in a fight. I ain't mailing it in. I'm in there, and I'm going to try to do everything I can with what I got. That's what's happening. I saw the Jets starting to do that. And McCaffrey, he didn't play. My wife's, it's our favorite team, the 49ers. She gets a news feed for it. It's the only team she'll even think about looking up. And McCaffrey's going to get put on IR. I mean, I'm filming the video, so I don't know. Now I got to edit it. I won't look until later. And it's late at night. So I'm here to tell you, I mean, the Jets, they didn't have to face one of the best running backs in the NFL, and they couldn't do squat on defense. That's concerning. Aaron Rodgers, he actually, the few times he got the ball, he zipped it pretty good. He caught him napping, and he got him a touchdown. I mean, the guy, I think he still got it, but he's got the look on his face too, like, oh, here we go again. When you see that from your field general, what's going to happen? That's going to be it for this video. I'll make it short. I hope you like this format. I hope you can get something out of both videos. Leave some comments below. Thank you, and stay tuned for the next video. Enjoy the games tomorrow. Thank you.